What if you could uncover every secret of your soul's journey across lifetimes? Not just your past, but the deepest parts of your being. Every challenge, every lesson, every purpose your soul is here to fulfill, all written down somewhere, waiting for you to discover it. The truth is, this place exists. It's not a mystery or a myth. It's the Akashic Records, and it holds the answers to questions you may have never even thought to ask. The Akashic Records aren't just stories of who you were. They're a living map of your soul's evolution, a field of energy where everything you've ever experienced is kept, and where everything you are meant to become is waiting. The word Akasha comes from an ancient Sanskrit term for ether, a space that connects everything, an invisible, all-encompassing atmosphere that holds every moment, every emotion, every thought. Imagine being able to look into the mirror of your soul and see not just who you've been, but who you really are at the deepest level. The Akashic Records give you that mirror. And when you see your truth, everything shifts. But it's not just about what's been recorded. It's about the purpose of these records. They don't exist to control or judge. They exist to guide you, to show you the blueprint of your soul's journey. Have you ever asked yourself, why do I keep repeating certain patterns in my life? Why do certain people keep appearing and others disappear? The Akashic Records hold the key to these patterns. The guidance you seek is already there, waiting for you to uncover it. You see, the records show you why things are happening. They don't just tell you what's wrong, they reveal what's right and what needs healing. This isn't just spiritual theory. People have experienced profound transformations by connecting to these records. What does that mean for you? It means that the answers to your questions, the wisdom you've been seeking, it's available to you right now. The Akashic Records aren't some far-off, unattainable concept. They're a space of accessibility. And once you learn how to tune into them, they'll guide you like an old, trusted friend. The key to unlocking them? It lies within you. You don't need to be someone special or have extraordinary powers. You just need the openness to receive the wisdom your soul is already trying to show you. In this video, we've begun to explore the Akashic Records, what they are, how they've shaped human history, and how you may already be connected to them. You are not just a passenger in your life. You are the author of your soul's story, and the Akashic Records hold the blueprint to that story. So let this be just the beginning. Take a moment to reflect. Maybe the truth you're searching for is already waiting for you to uncover. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into how you can begin to access the Akashic Records and start unlocking the wisdom within. Until then, stay open, stay curious, and know this: your soul's journey is unfolding, and the records are here to guide you every step of the way. Have you ever wondered, what happens to your thoughts after you think them? What happens to your emotions, the deep ones, the ones no one else sees? What if they don't just disappear? What if they're remembered, not by you, but by the universe? Welcome to what many call the Akashic Records, a hidden, invisible library that holds everything, not just about the world, but about you. Now let's be clear, this is not a library filled with books or scrolls. There are no shelves, no paper, no ink. Instead, the Akashic Records are said to be written in energy, stored in the very fabric of space and time. It's like a divine memory system, a cosmic archive that holds every thought, every action, every emotion, from every soul that has ever existed. That includes you, your story, your past lives, your hopes, your mistakes, your lessons, all of it. Think of it this way. When you use your phone or computer, everything you type, search, and save is stored somewhere, right? In files, in folders, on the cloud. Now imagine that, but on a soul level. The Akashic Records are like the spiritual cloud of the universe, holding the blueprint of your soul's journey across lifetimes. And here's the wild part. You don't need tech to access it. You just need awareness and intention. This isn't some new age idea that popped up in the last few years. The Akashic Records have been known by different names in different cultures for thousands of years. In ancient India, the Sanskrit word Akasha meant ether, the fifth element, the invisible space that holds all things. Tibetan monks spoke of a realm of consciousness where all knowledge lives. Egyptian mystery schools hinted at the Book of Life. Even early Christian mystics believed in a divine record of every soul's journey. Different names, different teachings. But one truth, there is a field of knowledge that remembers everything. So why does this matter? Because if the records are real, then your life isn't just random. Your struggles aren't meaningless. Your questions have answers. It means your soul has history. It means there's a reason you're drawn to certain people. Why some fears feel ancient. Why you sometimes just know something without knowing how. You've been here before. You've lived many lives, and the records have kept your story safe, waiting for the moment you'd start remembering. Maybe that moment is now. Now you might be asking, can I really access this hidden library? Is it possible to read my own record? The short answer? Yes, but not with your eyes, not with logic. You access the records through intention, stillness, and trust. Many people experience flashes during deep meditation. Some have dreams that feel more real than waking life. Others simply feel a deep knowing, as if truth is rising from within, not being learned from outside. It's not about believing blindly, it's about being open. Open to remembering what your soul already knows. The Akashic Records are not fantasy. They're a mystery. Yes, but one rooted in something deeply human. Our desire to understand who we really are and why we're really here. Your life is not just a series of events. It's a story. And that story is sacred. It's recorded in a place beyond time, beyond ego, beyond fear. And once you begin to explore that, you may never look at life or yourself the same way again. If this message resonated with you, it's probably not by accident. So stay curious. Keep listening inward. And if you want to go deeper into the Akashic Records and other hidden truths, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments. This is just the beginning. Your soul has much more to say. Let's go back, not just a few years or centuries, but thousands of years, before science, before technology, before we even had words for the stars, across ancient temples, inside desert tombs, in the quiet mountains of Tibet, and the sacred chants of India. There was one shared belief, that our souls are part of a bigger story, a story that is being recorded, not by books or by people, but by something much greater, the unseen memory of the universe. The word Akasha comes from Sanskrit, one of the oldest known languages. It means ether or space, the invisible element that holds all things. To the ancients, Akasha wasn't just empty air. It was alive. It was the space between stars, between thoughts, between souls. It was where all truth was stored. They believed everything, every feeling, every choice, every soul, left an imprint in the Akasha. This imprint was not erased by time. It became part of the Great Archive, now known as the Akashic Records. This idea didn't just live in one place. In India, yogis spoke of a divine memory that guides the soul through many lives. In Tibet, monks meditated for years to touch the mind stream, the flow of past and future knowledge. In ancient Egypt, the Book of the Dead hinted at a spiritual record that the soul would face after death. Even early Christians spoke of the Book of Life, a heavenly record that holds the fate of every being. Different names, different paths, but one truth. There is something beyond the physical that remembers everything. Now let's jump ahead to the 20th century, when the modern world started to hear whispers of this ancient truth again. One man became a key to this knowledge. His name was Edgar Cayce, an American mystic often called the sleeping prophet. Cayce would lie down, enter a deep trance, and suddenly he could read people's souls. He spoke of their past lives, their health, their purpose, and he said all of this came from a single source, the Akashic Records. Cayce didn't just believe in the records. He used them to heal, to guide, to awaken. And through him, millions began to ask, what if this archive is real? What if we can reach it too? And here's what's most fascinating. This wisdom, This knowledge of the records, it was never truly lost. It just went quiet, like a book collecting dust, like a whisper waiting to be heard again. But now something is changing. More people than ever are being drawn to the Akashic Records, not because they want power, but because they're searching for something deeper: truth, healing, meaning. Maybe you're one of them. Have you ever had a dream that felt more real than waking life? Have you ever met someone and felt like you've known them forever? Or felt emotions you couldn't explain? Fears, memories, flashes of something older than this life. That's not random. That's your soul remembering. And maybe, just maybe, the Akashic Records are reaching out to you because they don't belong to the past. They belong to the present, to those who are ready to see with more than just their eyes, to those who are ready to listen to the voice within. The story of the Akashic Records began long before us, across temples, scrolls, stars, and dreams. But its true purpose is not to look backward. It's to help you move forward, with understanding, with clarity, with connection to something timeless. The records have always been there, waiting, watching, remembering. Now the question is, are you ready to remember too? So, how does it all actually work? We've heard the stories, we've explored the origins, but the real question now is, how do people access the Akashic Records? How do they read something that isn't written in any language? Let's break it down, simply, clearly, and from the heart. First, forget the idea of books, paper, or scrolls. The Akashic Records are not a physical place. There are no shelves, no keys, no dusty libraries hidden in some forgotten temple. The records are not made of matter. They're made of vibration. Yes, vibration. Just like sound, just like light, just like emotion. They exist on a higher frequency. Some call it the Akashic field. Others call it universal consciousness. Whatever name you choose, it's the same thing. A space of pure awareness, where all soul memories are stored. Now you might be wondering, how do you access something you can't see or touch? Here's the truth. You don't read the Akashic Records with your eyes. You feel them. You sense them. You receive them. It starts in stillness, when the noise of everyday life fades, when your thoughts settle and your heart opens, something beautiful happens. You begin to remember, not with your brain, but with your soul. People who access the records often describe it like this. They sit in quiet, they breathe, they set a clear, loving intention, and then a feeling comes, a sudden image, a phrase in the mind, a memory from a life that doesn't feel like this one, but somehow feels realer. It doesn't feel like you're making it up. It feels like you're finally hearing the truth. And that's the key. The Akashic Records don't show up to impress you. They show up to guide you. They bring forward whatever you're ready to receive. Sometimes people receive visions of their past lives, moments of joy, pain, or unfinished lessons. Other times they're shown moments from this life, but with a deeper truth underneath. Maybe a painful event suddenly makes sense. Maybe a difficult relationship is revealed to be a karmic pattern. Maybe a decision you've been stuck on becomes crystal clear. And in rare moments, you might catch a glimpse of what's ahead, not as a fixed future, but as a path your soul may take, based on where you are now. You don't have to be a guru, a psychic, or a monk to access the records. You just need three things: stillness, so you can hear beyond the noise; intention, so the records know what you seek; openness, so your soul can receive what it's ready for. Some use meditation, some use prayer, some use a specific opening phrase or prayer to connect. There's no one right way, because this isn't about rules. It's about relationship, between you and your soul's truth. The Akashic Records don't just show your past. They reflect your present with deeper clarity. They help you see why you are the way you are. They show the lessons your soul came here to learn, the gifts you've forgotten, the patterns you've repeated. And once you see them clearly, you can start to change. That's the power of the records. Not just knowledge, but transformation. So now you know, The records aren't far away. They're already connected to you. They've always been. They're not some secret hidden in a mountain. They're written in the energy of your being. And when you choose to listen, truly listen, they begin to speak. So the question is, are you ready to ask because the records are waiting? What if I told you, you don't have to be a monk. You don't need to be psychic. You don't even need to be spiritual to access one of the most powerful tools in the universe? Because here's the secret they don't usually tell you. You already have access to the Akashic Records. Yes, you. Not someday, not maybe. Right now. You don't need superpowers. You don't need to chant on a mountain for 40 days. You just need two things, presence and intention. That's it. The moment you stop chasing the world outside of you and start listening to the quiet voice inside, that's when something shifts. That's when the doorway opens. You felt it before, even if you didn't realize it. Ever had a dream that gave you an answer you weren't even asking for? Ever had a sudden moment of clarity during a walk, a nap, a deep breath? Or maybe you just knew something without knowing how you knew it. That's not a coincidence. That's the Akashic field whispering to you, calling you inward, asking you to remember. People around the world, from all walks of life, have accessed the records. Mothers, teachers, healers, even people who had no idea what the records were. Some do it through deep meditation, some through guided prayer. Others receive messages in dreams or in moments of still silence. It doesn't always come as a voice. Sometimes it's a picture, a word, a deep sudden emotion, or just a powerful sense of truth. A truth that feels bigger than your mind, but somehow already known by your soul. So why does this matter? Why should you care about accessing something you can't see or touch? Because in the Akashic Records, you'll find the answers no one else can give you. The answers to questions like, why am I here? Why do I keep repeating the same pain? What am I meant to become? These aren't small questions. They're the kind that keep us awake at night, the kind we carry in silence. And the truth is, no book, no guru, no social media quote can answer them for you. Only your soul knows, and your soul's record has been kept lovingly all along. Accessing the records doesn't mean escaping reality. It's not about seeing the future or becoming some enlightened being overnight. It's about understanding your story. It's about healing the parts of you that feel broken. It's about remembering who you really are, before the world told you who to be. It's not magic, it's truth, and it's yours. You don't need permission. You don't need a fancy ritual. You just need to ask. Sit with yourself. Be still. Breathe deep. And with a quiet heart, ask, what does my soul want me to know today? That's it. Let go of the need to get it right. This isn't about perfection. It's about connection. Sometimes you'll feel something. Sometimes you won't. But with time, the door gets wider and the voice gets clearer. The Akashic Records are not just for mystics. They're for anyone brave enough to ask real questions, anyone willing to pause and listen. Because the truth is, the universe has never stopped speaking to you. It's just been waiting for you to listen. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to become someone else. You just have to come home to yourself. And when you do, you'll realize the answers have always been within you. The records didn't hide them. They held them until you were ready to remember, and maybe that moment is now. So, what can the Akashic Records really reveal? Are they just stories from your past lives? Some kind of spiritual fantasy? Or is there something real here? Something that can help you understand yourself, maybe even heal yourself in ways you never imagined? Let's go deeper, because what's inside these records might just change everything you thought you knew about your life. When people access the Akashic Records, truly access them, they don't just see visions, they don't just hear words, they experience remembrance, a deep, unshakable feeling that says, oh, this is why I've always felt this way. No, I understand why that pain happened. This is the lesson my soul came here to learn. And suddenly things start to make sense. Let's start with one of the most talked about pieces, Past lives. In the Akashic Records, many people are shown moments from lives they have lived before, centuries ago, in other countries, as other people, with different names, different faces, but the same soul. Now, why does this matter? Because often the pain we carry today, fears, blocks, emotional wounds, didn't start in this lifetime. A fear of abandonment, a strange pain that has no medical cause, a deep sadness that doesn't make sense. These may be echoes from something long ago, something your soul has carried across time. But here's the beautiful part. The records don't show you these past lives just for curiosity. They show them to help you heal, to show you the root, so you can finally release the pain at the source. Now let's flip the timeline, because the records don't just reveal the past, they can also show you possible futures. But wait, this part is important. They don't tell you what will happen. They show you what could happen based on who you are right now. Imagine standing at a crossroads. Each path has a different energy, a different outcome. The records help you feel into each one so you can choose with wisdom, not fear. You're not being controlled, you're being guided. Because in the end, your future isn't fixed, but it is written in potential. And that's what the records reveal. Have you ever wondered why certain people come into your life? Why some relationships feel instantly powerful? Or painfully difficult? Or both? This is where soul contracts come in. In the Akashic Records, you may be shown who you made spiritual agreements with before this life even began. A parent, a friend, a lover. Even a stranger who changed everything with one action. Some came to teach you, some came so you could teach them, and some came to mirror a wound so you could finally heal it. These contracts aren't punishment, they're opportunities for growth, forgiveness, and love. And once you see them, something changes. You stop blaming, you start understanding. And in that space, you find freedom. But here's the real magic of the Akashic Records. They don't just give you information. They offer healing. They don't just say, here's your trauma. They say, you are not broken, you are becoming. You see, every moment of your life, the highs, the lows, the heartbreaks, the detours, they all had a purpose. Even the pain served your growth. And when the records show you that truth, not in your mind, but in your soul, that's when true healing begins. You stop carrying shame. You stop asking, what's wrong with me? And you start remembering, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. The Akashic Records are not just a book of your soul's story. They are a mirror, showing you your truth, your purpose, your beauty, and your next step. They don't control you. They don't judge you. They simply reflect who you really are, beneath the fear, beneath the confusion, beneath the human noise. So if you've ever felt lost, if you've ever wondered, why is this happening to me? The records are there to remind you it's not happening to you. It's happening for you. You're not stuck. You're just in a chapter. And the next one, you get to write it with clarity, love, and truth. Because you're not broken. You're just remembering who you've always been. And that is the greatest gift the Akashic Records could ever offer. Have you felt it? The heaviness in the air, the endless distractions, the feeling that something is wrong, even if you can't quite name it. The world right now is loud, noisy, divided. Everyone is rushing, scrolling, shouting. But deep inside, more people than ever are quietly asking, who am I really? Why does this life feel so disconnected? What am I actually here for? If you've asked those questions already, you're not alone. And more importantly, you're not wrong, because something is happening, something big. We are in a time of awakening. And no, that's not just a spiritual phrase. It's real. It's happening. Right now, across the world, people are waking up. They're turning away from the surface of life and looking inward. They're realizing this system doesn't feed the soul. This noise doesn't fill the heart. And there must be something more. And there is. That more is the truth your soul has always known. And that truth is written in the Akashic Records. The Akashic Records aren't just ancient wisdom. They're your wisdom, your soul's memory. And right now, in this time of chaos, they're opening wider than ever before, not to show you how to escape this world, but to help you understand your place within it. Because you didn't come here to run from life. You came here to live it fully, to feel, to grow, to remember. Think about it. You were born in this exact moment in history, not by accident. Your soul chose now because now is the turning point. Now is the time we stop sleepwalking. Now is the time we stop living from fear, from ego, from numbness. Now is the time we remember who we really are. And the records? They're here to help us do exactly that. They're not here to tell you who to be. They're not a rule book. They're a mirror, one that reflects your highest self, your purpose, your lessons, your light. And right now, that mirror is glowing because you're not the only one feeling this shift. It's global. It's collective. We are all being called back to truth. You may not feel ready. You may think, I'm not spiritual enough. I don't know how to do this. What if I get it wrong? But here's the secret. If you're hearing this, if your heart is even curious, then you are already being called, and the only thing you need to do is answer. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be open. Because once you open the door to the Akashic Records, you'll begin to see everything differently. Your struggles will have meaning. Your gifts will feel real. Your life will no longer feel random. You'll understand your place in this world, not as a lost soul, but as a powerful soul on a sacred journey. So why does this matter now more than ever? Because the world doesn't need more distraction. It needs awakened souls. It needs you. Not the masked version, not the tired version, but the real you. And the records are waiting to help you find that version, the one you were always meant to become. Are you ready to remember? If this video awakens something in you, if you felt a pull deep within, it's not just curiosity, it's a calling. You see, this isn't an accident. You didn't stumble upon this video by chance. There's a reason you're here listening right now. Your soul is speaking to you and it's asking you to remember. It's asking you to dig deeper, to explore more, to start your journey back to truth, back to the wisdom that's always been within you. So what do you do next? Don't stop here. If you felt that pull, if something in this video resonated with you, take the next step, like this video, because the universe moves through energy. Every like, every comment, every share is a small act of alignment with your soul's purpose. Subscribe to Echoes of Time so you can stay connected with the wisdom of the Akashic Records and other ancient truths that could help guide you on your journey. But more than that, share your thoughts in the comments. Have you ever felt connected to something bigger, something ancient, a sense that there's a greater story being written, one that you're a part of? Maybe you've already felt the whispers of your soul calling you. We want to hear your story. We want to know if you've ever experienced that feeling of remembering who you really are. So, share your experiences, ask questions. Let's start a conversation, because your voice matters. Remember, the journey to self-awareness isn't always easy, but it is always worth it. The path ahead is yours to walk, and it begins with curiosity, with openness, and with courage. So keep asking the deep questions. Keep listening to the whispers inside. Stay curious, stay open, and most importantly, keep walking the path of your soul. Until next time.